And happy post-Halloween. This meant to come out yesterday. Today's Halloween comes to us from Noah Torres, who has the question, who would fight, Slendery Slenderman or the Krampity Krampus? Uh, Look, this is a very odd fight, because both have very different interpretations of their source material. I mean, the Krampus is the shadow of St. Nicholas, as it's described in the movie. And that's what the image I had on call to use. We know the Krampus is very powerful, can jump very high, is most likely immortal, can summon these chains to attack with, has these toy minions, and open up the gates of the underworld, which is like a separate pocket dimension for these people, or wherever they go, into these snow globes he collects. He's a very sadistic son of a bitch. The Slender Man was created by Creepypasta by fans, and its origin is still to this day, like, the fandom has never really decided what the true origin of Slender Man is, or what even is Slender Man, period. Is it a demon, an extra-dimensional monster, an alien? One of the ideas I've always loved is that he's a thought concept creature. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but he's a being that enough people believed in this being that actually willed it into existence. I've always liked that one the most. But as such, Slender Man is much taller than the average man, averaging anywhere between like an 8 to almost 12 foot high. He has famous for having many tentacles, is able to just kind of teleport and move with shadows, is physically stronger than the average person, usually being able to kill someone without too much difficulty. Slender Man is, though not invincible, there's one story of a man who, put a baseball bat on him and, swung him, and it pissed off Slender Man, and then he F the guy up. Now, this implies one of two things. One, he's not used to having people fight back. And two, he got angry because probably wasn't necessarily going to hurt him, or kill him, but it was definitely going to annoy him enough that he didn't like that. And this also stems from, but normally he doesn't seem to have to deal with combat or anything like that, because one of his other abilities is to just drive people insane. He literally just seems to have the ability to just drive normal people mad. He's kind of Cthulhu-esque in that way. He's a kind of eldritch being in that way. Now, that said, who wins in a fight? Well, I think it's going to come down to basically who is going to be able to exploit the other's weaknesses more. What is the weakness of Slender Man? It's hard to say. Someone with resilient willpower, able to actually physically fight back for a change, blades, weapons, or whatnot. There's nothing to imply that the Slender Man can't actually be killed. But just like Krampus, who in theory can be killed, it seems that Slender Man is more just ageless and immortal in the sense that he, as long as nothing interrupts it, will continue to live forever. Both have a tendency to kidnap children. Krampus, on the other hand, at least from looking at the movie equivalent of it, doesn't seem to have any clear-cut weakness, but it is a physical existing creature. I imagine if you did shoot him with a shotgun, he'd feel the shotgun, and it would piss him off. Maybe if you just shoved it in his mouth and blow his head off, maybe that would actually kill him. We don't know. We never actually saw that happen. My guess, and this is only my guess, is that Krampus is more vulnerable than Slender Man is. Physically speaking, he is more durable, stronger, all that. But Slender Man seems to have a few other advantages. It's able to hide in shadow. It's able to use mental manipulation. It actually can just summon as many tentacles as it wants. These two can clash in a fight. Slender Man on Christmas Eve. Krampus is making his rounds. They clash, throw some chains out, almost like Pinhead style. The Slender Man throws out tentacles. They start duking it out for a bit until the tentacles start to overwhelm Krampus. At that point, Slender Man maybe tries to enforce as much of its psychological warfare onto Krampus as possible. Krampus is still probably much older than Slender Man, so it's not like it's going to have a severe effect, but it probably would startle Krampus to a certain degree. To which point now he most likely sharpens his tentacles, which I imagine is possible, and then starts to like just skewer, stab and pierce and just move his tentacles through Krampus for ultimately ripping him apart. Or another way to go about it is he just suffocates or just crushes him with enough tentacles, or pulls him into shadows and just lets him never, and he's gone. There are definitely ways around this that Krampus could win too. Like I said, I think Krampus probably is physically superior to Slenderman. It just turns with standard physicality, which means if he opens up his little gateway to, let's call it hell, and throws Slenderman and grabs Slenderman, he could probably just toss him in if he really needed to. But would that keep Slenderman contained? Because we don't know what Slenderman's real deal. Where does Slenderman live when he's not just wandering? Does he live in shadows? Does he live in other dimensions? I mean, he's already seems he's capable of teleporting, so what's to say he can't get out of that containment? I would probably lean on the side of Slenderman in this fight. I think he's got enough random abilities and less exploitable weaknesses than Krampus that he will likely take the win just out of his unusual, physiology and abilities that Krampus just can't immediately take care of. But this is just my opinion. What do you think of the comments below? Let me know. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.